Okay, let's try and get live. Twitch. Click. And YouTube. Working. Working. Let's get our chat. Okay, I got a new microphone. So we're gonna see how this works out. And that background music is a little loud. It's just a song. Yeah, just a song. We want to activate, find and activate. Good. Do a check to make sure it's all working. Good. All right. So I'm going to go through a couple videos today, and then we're going to play some video games. See how that goes. I saw that Johnny Harris came out with a new video I wanted to watch. So we're going to continue with trying to sort out where's the best places for information. I think Johnny Harris actually moves up to the top one. I'll do that before the video, then we'll see how that goes. Alright. Also looking at some different AIs. Ooh, yeah, that's right. I'm not even subscribed to him on this one. All videos. 8 days ago. Good. China's dirty money problem explained. I didn't know China even had a dirty money problem. Let's go.
These people are ghosts. Authorities don't see absolutely anything.
Inside of this bag is $100,000. What should I spend it on? I could buy a
I mean, that's a lot of money.
fancy orange jacket. I could buy a new drone. I could buy like really nice antique maps. But actually, I can't spend this money because I have a big problem. This money is dirty. No, not like germs. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of those, but it's a different kind of dirty. This money is dirty because I got it from selling drugs. And in fact, I can't spend it because I need to get it back to my bosses in another country.
Money is dirty.
I could take it to a bank and deposit it, but they'll end up asking questions and report it to the government. I could try to ship it, bring it with me on a flight, but that also can get pretty risky. Ultimately, I need to clean this money, to launder it.
Launder.
It's not going to be easy, though. Okay, no, I did not sell drugs to get this money, and no, it is not dirty, and in fact, it's not even real.
Okay, that makes more sense.
But we'll leave it here to remind us what money looks like. Because a lot of money that moves around our world is dirty.
More than $50 million in drug cash vanish from US streets without tripping a single bank alarm. And this was just one city. Multiply this around the world and you can see how much money is flowing around.
I mean, we're talking, you know,
Whoa.
trillions and trillions of dollars.
Roughly 3 to 5% of world GDP is the proceeds of crime. That equates to roughly $4 trillion.
Drugs, human trafficking, weapons, illegal wildlife parts. It all needs money to work.
Criminals, criminal organizations commit crime for what? For money. Money.
And if I were in this hypothetical scenario, I actually have another option. An option that will allow me to move my money without any government or law enforcement knowing. It is called flying money.
What?
It's a mostly invisible system. It secretly connects the whole world of organized crime and helps to fund it, connecting illegal gold mines in Congo to the cocaine trade, to weapons, to the illegal trade of organs, which is connected to illegal timber and tusk poaching and shark.
Illegal timber? Is that a thing?
Fins and jaguar bone wine. All of this somehow linked to unassuming places, like a restaurant in Lima, Peru, or a clothing store in Rome. It's all connected, but it's almost impossible to see.
The money doesn't move. It flies, right? It's kind of a ghost. So you can't trace it.
These people are ghosts flying 30,000 foot around us.
That's Andrea Crosta. He actually came to us and pitched me on this story because he's spent years infiltrating this system. He and his team have been risking their lives to see how this actually works, to try to find solutions. So thanks to Andrea and his team and many others, we have this story and we're starting to understand it. And I want to show it to you, how it works, what it enables, and what we might do about it.
So this is essentially a dark money then.
I'm in Taiwan right now, working on my next story. But I want to quickly tell you about the sponsor of today's video, which is something I actually use quite a bit. We are currently engaged in a very crazy time where your data, your name, your address, your birthday, your viewing habits, this stuff is bought and sold on an open market. It's valuable stuff. And there's sort of a shadowy, invisible market that no one wants you to know about that takes this information and sells it to people who want to sell you stuff or put you on people's search sites or jack up your insurance premiums. Incogni is the answer to this. Incogni is a service that you give the permission to go off and start making requests to take you off these lists. You don't really have to do anything. You just get to sit in the background, and on their fancy dashboard, you can just track the progress. How many lists have been requested that your name be taken off of, which have been successful. A feature I really like is this custom removal feature, which allows you to send a specific site or register that your name is on. Someone at Incogni actually then handles this for you. They go after this site and make sure that your name is taken off. I've been tracking over the years, they've taken my name off over 1,000 of these data broker lists, which is a very satisfying thing. I sleep better at night knowing that I have a little bit more privacy. Incogni is giving a big discount to people who use my link. It's incogni.com/Johnny Harris. You get 60% off the unlimited plan. The unlimited plan ensures that every month Incogni is searching for my name and my information and making requests to get me off these lists. It's made a big difference in my life. I am a big fan. Grateful that they sponsor this channel. Again, it's incogni.com/Johnny Harris. Go get 60% off and reclaim your privacy today. I'm working on this incredible video from Taiwan. There's claw machines and arcades everywhere. This is an amazing country. Let's get back to this story about flying money.
So it goes back to the Tang Dynasty.
This is one of the golden ages of China's history. The capital is huge. It's one of the most populous cities in the world, and it's thriving. People are using money in the form of copper coins. Let's say I'm a businessman.
Copper's a pretty cheap metal to use as a form of currency.
Who sells tea. I live up here, and I routinely go to the capital to sell my harvest. I sell it off to the nobles and the elites and the tea drinkers of the capital, and I get paid in copper coins. Uh-oh, these coins are not light. This is gonna be hard to bring all these coins back up to my home region, and I'm gonna be vulnerable to robbers as I go along my journey. So let's do this. I'll take my bag of coins to a merchant, and he'll give me a little piece of paper. And he'll tell me that once I'm back home, I should go see his merchant friend and give him this piece of paper. This light, easy to carry piece of paper. Nice. Once I'm home, I take that paper to the merchant that the guy from the capital knows. And because these two are trusted partners, the merchant in my hometown honors it and gives me a bag of copper coins that's the exact same amount as what I gave his friend back in the capital. The relationship between these two, I don't totally know. They'll settle up later. All I care about is I got paid my copper coins and I didn't have to carry them from the capital. This is magic built on trust. In fact, this was flying money.
Flying money is actually thought to be the first form of paper money.
Now, China and the Tang Dynasty were not the only people to come up with this. They were one of the earlier and one of the more widespread, but other cultures settled on these mirror transactions as a way to transfer value without having to carry a bunch of money or gold a long distance. We're talking about the Chinese version here because this would go on to inform a global network that we see today. As tens of millions of Chinese immigrants spread throughout the world, they were often persecuted, segregated, and excluded, and they stayed tight-knit. Chinatowns became not only a cultural refuge, but also commercial hubs that were anchored by family association, clan networks, with strong cultural ties maintained with the homeland, with mainland China. These communities are built off of some strong core values: self-reliance, mutually beneficial relationships that are based on trust, reciprocity, and personal bonds, and often a very strong work ethic and business sense, making money with often cash-based businesses, sending a lot of that money to family around the world. But soon this global diaspora network of trust and connection would be abused by criminals who would use it to wash dirty money, using this to create a shadow banking system that was near impossible for outsiders to understand or infiltrate.
Okay, here we go.
So
How it
let me
does
show you
today.
how this works today, how those same concepts that we saw in the Tang Dynasty play out.
So, in the Tang Dynasty, you would have like a partnership between merchants, so that when you did a deal with one merchant, another merchant would then also honor that deal. Isn't that like just a banking system? Like just two different branch banks, except on a simpler, earlier form. Yeah.
In a real world scenario today.
Wealthy Chinese individuals are using flying money to get their money out of China. Any change in the Politburo or any change in the kind of rulings or legal system could have your money taken off you at any time.
So let's say there's a man in China named Mr. Chen. He's very rich, he's got a lot of extra money, and he wants to invest his money elsewhere. Got $2 million extra that maybe he wants to buy a luxury apartment in Miami with. He has a cousin in the US who could help him, but he's got a problem.
In 2017, the Chinese government implemented a $50,000 limit on the amount of money that you could get out of China.
Yeah, like there's a lot of weird limit like that in China where they are trying to prevent capital flight because investments outside China are usually just better.
This is a way for the Chinese government to stop tons of money from flowing out of the country.
Now, that's not going to stop anyone, so they turn to the underground banks.
So Mr. Chen
This limit on not gonna stop anyone.
goes to a broker in China, and he pays him the $2 million. He does this from one Chinese bank account to another, maybe in a series of small transactions, so he doesn't draw too much attention. And reminder, this isn't dirty money. Mr. Chen just makes a lot of money in his job and wants to invest it elsewhere. He didn't get it from like drugs or anything. Okay, so anyway, the broker tells Mr. Chen to tell his cousin in the US to go to a shop in Chicago and ask for the broker's trusted contact, who's another broker in the United States, and to give him a special code. Meanwhile, here in the United States, there's something else going on. There's a drug dealer from a Mexican drug cartel. He has his own financial puzzle to solve, and it has nothing to do with Mr. Chen yet. He's been selling drugs on the street of Chicago, and now he has $2 million in cash. Now, this cash is definitely dirty. It's the definition of dirty money. It has no paper trail from where it came from, just a huge amount of cash from drugs. He needs to somehow make this money look legitimate and get it back to his cartel bosses in Mexico. And these days, it's not easy to do that. So he goes to this same Chinese broker in the United States, the same guy that Mr. Chen told his cousin to go to. And he gives him this $2 million saying, I need this to get to my bosses back in Mexico. So this...
Okay. So someone in China is trying to get their money out. They go to a broker who has connections with their money. You also have dirty money. So you can't do this, right? Because of the $50,000 limit of moving money out of China. So you go to a special broker. This broker is also dealing with drug cartels. Let's see
Broker
how
now
this
owes
works.
the cartel $2 million. And this maybe goes without saying, these are all simplified numbers and examples to show the
Absolutely, like it's not going to work out nicely. But if you do it at scale, you can get things to work.
Okay, this is where these two start communicating. These two brokers.
Okay.
They
okay.
know each other. They're probably a member of the same extended family, clan, tribe. They're not going to take advantage of each other.
They're talking over an encrypted communication app, and the broker in China tells the broker in the United States that Mr. Chen's cousin is coming and that he will give him a special code, and when he does, give him $2 million. The cousin arrives at the broker's shop, gives him the code, and in exchange, he gives the cousin $2 million.
But that's still dirty money. How have you...
The $2 million, in fact, that he got from the drug dealer.
The drug dealer, yeah.
That cousin then deposits into a variety of family business accounts under a bunch of different names so he doesn't raise any flags. And eventually he uses that money to buy a luxury apartment in Miami for his cousin. So look, Mr. Chen now has a $2 million asset, and he didn't have to send any money across any borders or through.
And the money from here doesn't have to enter the United States. I just got to go to Mexico. Right?
Through any financial system. His $2 million stayed in China, and the $2 million used for his apartment stayed in the United States. Okay, but look, there's still some imbalance here.
Yeah,
There's still
yeah,
people who owe each other money. The broker in China still has that $2 million that Mr. Chen gave him, and the cartel in Mexico still needs to get their $2 million of drug money.
So how does
And
this
this is
work?
when they turn to the global economy.
Okay.
When they want to settle up accounts, oftentimes they go back and settle accounts through trade. Traditional, historically, and culturally, that's what they did. We always talk about following the money. Sometimes it's more important to follow the value.
By the way, that's John Cassara, who is a former U.S.
So the bank, the individual in China, will purchase something from the cartel for $2 million, even though like $2.1 million and it's worth $0.1 million.
Intelligence officer. He was a special agent for the Treasury, where he spent decades investigating these types of crimes. He now writes books. He's very helpful for this story. Okay, so it turns out that the broker in China has a company, a legal, legitimate looking company. He sells kitchen appliances that are made in China. And this is a perfect cover for what he's about to do next, because the cartel in Mexico also has a front company where they sell kitchen appliances in a retail store in Mexico. Okay, now watch this clever move between these two. The cartel purchases $10 million of refrigerators from the Chinese broker's appliance company. But instead of charging $10 million, the broker only charges $8 million. And on the invoices, they just put these are $8 million worth of refrigerators. $2 million is secretly transferred illegally in this legal looking trade transaction and that flows through the global economy.
They do standard trade transactions between companies, but they settle accounts in the differences of the trades. So he buys 10 million, he gets 10 million, but he only then gives them 8, and then that's like transferring the $2 million.
These appliances roll into port, they're transferred to the retail floor, they're sold, and look, everyone in this little transaction is settled. And the authorities have no idea. How could they? Because most of this transaction left no paper trail.
The ledger is only trust.
It's hidden in legitimate transactions. Man, I wonder if you had AI looking at these, what you could find.
And let me just reemphasize that this is not just a Chinese diaspora thing. This kind of informal trust-based value transfer has been used by many different groups and networks around the world.
Hawala is in effect the de facto banking system of Afghanistan.
All eyes are on Hawala in the Middle East and terrorism coming out of that part of the world.
From terrorists using it to fund attacks, to allowing the Italian mafia to have a global footprint, this is a very common way of transferring and laundering money. But flying money, specifically this Chinese diaspora network in many different countries, is much bigger than all of those other networks.
So, even today, it's still trust. The whole thing, like this whole, let me go back to his chart. This whole thing functions because this Chinese broker and this Chinese broker have complete trust. Just like it did way back in the Qing dynasty. This person can literally take the 2 million and know that they can get all the accounts so that everyone has the right amount of money just through trust. And that's kind of crazy. But that's still what it works on. All right, infiltrating the system. Let's see what they do.
Hey, real quick, a little behind the scenes thing that I want to tell you about. This video that you're watching right now has been available for people to watch early and ad-free over on our new platform, New Press. New Press is the place where anyone for free can come contribute to our journalism, make it better. It's also a place where you can support the work that we're doing here. And for those who do support, you get access to our videos early and ad-free. So if you want to support us or just contribute to our journalism for free, head to New Press to sign up, to check it out. We're building a community of curious people over there. And if you like this video, you might like what's going on over there. Okay, let's keep going. So if this is so hard to track and infiltrate and see, how do we even know any of this? And the answer is the hard work and risk-taking of investigating.
Are they gonna have people go undercover into like dark money? That sounds extremely dangerous to me.
Investigators like the ones we've been talking to.
It's very hard to break into for law enforcement. Any investigator in...
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like family clans. Absolute trust is needed for this to work. How do you get an FBI agent into that?
Financial crimes investigator worth their salt will tell you that it's human source information that makes the best cases. AI by itself is not going to make a case.
To infiltrate these networks, you need time, you need to get their trust, you need to use certain kind of undercover operatives.
Andrea told me that when he got into this 13 years ago, he had no idea that he would end up investigating money laundering and shadow banking.
In Kenya, working as a security and geopolitical consultant, and it was right in the middle of the elephant poaching crisis when we were losing 50,000 elephants per year for the ivory trade. We definitely needed a change of strategy, new ideas. So I resigned.
It's crazy to me that ivory, the tusks of elephants, are that in demand that they're like making elephants go extinct. Okay, let me try this one. Is the ivory trade still a big business today? Are elephants endangered? And if so, where? Let's see how this one does. Because this is a... Yeah, haven't used this one yet. Let me just I assume I can just log in with Google. Because this is like a new Chinese model. Maybe later. Go. Complete the task. Okay, I'll come back to this once it's done. Continue. It looks like this one takes a little bit.
To create the first intelligence agency for Earth, a sort of CIA for the environment. And so I started recruiting former FBI, former CIA, crime analysts, undercover specialists.
Andrea quickly realized that environmental crimes like poaching.
Look at that. That's insane. And this is big money? Here we go. Yes, the ivory trade remains a significant illegal business today, and all 3 elephant species are currently endangered or worse. The ivory trade today. Well, international commercial trade in elephant ivory has been banned under CITES since 1989, and major markets like China, US, and the UK have closed their domestic ivory markets. The illegal trade persists as a lucrative criminal enterprise. Illicit wildlife tracking is estimated at 7.8 to 10 billion annually, and when combined with illegal timber and fisheries, it compromises the 4th largest global illegal trade after narcotics, human trafficking, and counterfeit goods. Asia has become a major hub for the illegal wildlife trade, with criminal networks smuggling ivory along new transport corridors. Despite these bans, enforcement actions continue to uncover major trafficking operations, from a 2026 California seizure of hundreds of illegal ivory products and elephant tusks, to undercover stings involving multi-ton ivory shipments from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. An estimated 20,000 African elephants are killed by poachers each year for their tusks. 20,000? Like, what's their population? Are elephants endangered? Yes. According to the IUCN Red List and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. Table species. African forest elephant critically endangered. 35 to 40,000 total population. African savanna elephant endangered. 350,000. Asian elephant endangered. 40 to 50,000. And they kill 20,000 a year. Like, that is not a sustainable number with those populations. Where are they most at risk? Africa, Asia, and I mean, the 2 places they exist, they're endangered. In short, the ivory trade is still driving poaching at an industrial scale, particularly in Central Africa, while Asia elephants face an equally severe crisis from habitat loss and fragmentation across South and Southeastern Asia. I didn't know it was still such a problem. Like, the continent holds roughly 415,000 elephants total, but their status varies dramatically by region. Populations are stable or increasing in parts of southern and East Africa, particularly Botswana, Kenya, and South Africa, due to strong conservation measures. So there are places with strong conservation measures. However, elephants are declining rapidly in Central and West Africa. Forest elephants in the Congo Basin have declined by 86% over 31 years. Tanzania lost 60% of its elephants between 2009 and 2014. Oh. Okay. still a huge business. And it's banned in so many places that it's a hard, like, it's a total dirty money business.
Are not just their own thing. They operate in the same networks and systems as seemingly unrelated crimes.
Trafficking wildlife, illegal fishing, illegal logging, illegal gold mining, money laundering, human smuggling, human trafficking, drug trafficking, weapons trafficking, and so forth.
And even though we live in a world of electronic money and surveillance and AI, the reality is this system, it's built off of old school methods. And so the only way to infiltrate it is through human intelligence.
You have to
Person.
physically meet and befriend.
Like, so much of this is person to person. Like, if you do transactions like that, then you encrypt a message being like, oh, you got to settle up with these people for this amount. That's what the end of the month comes down to, once we've done all our transactions. And obviously, like, there's a price to use this, but that's what the dirty money runs off of, right?
And with the very guy who's doing that. That's classic human intelligence from the old generations of spies and intelligence officers. You need the Chinese-speaking undercover operatives. These are a rare commodity, I'm telling you. It's really, really difficult to find them and train them and trust them. Undercover missions in all continents, infiltrating dozens and dozens of organized crime groups and trafficking groups. We are usually able to film and record every meeting we have with these people, so we have tons of intelligence coming from these recordings, sending some people to jail, putting together an incredible amount of intelligence about how these groups operate. We regularly produce intelligence reports for law enforcement agencies. They receive a lot of information from us about the most important members of this network with profiles and everything.
Andrea gave us some of his undercover footage showing these flying money networks in action.
Truly the most important and revealing undercover operation in over 10 years of work in the field.
This is shot by two of his undercover operators who have spent months getting close to this one guy. He's a trafficker from China, he's living in Mexico, and he's a big player in the illegal seafood trade. And these undercover operators are posing as businessmen interested in putting money into the illegal seafood trade. With time, these undercover operators successfully earn his trust, and he agrees to introduce them to other people in his network, trusted partners in the trafficking ring. 2 days later, the same two undercover operators meet one of these contacts in a Starbucks in Mexico City. This guy's also from China and focuses on trafficking product and money between Mexico and the US, but not just for seafood. It's also revealed that he traffics people and uses mirror transaction to clean huge amounts of money for the cartels in Mexico.
I mean, I bet you that is a stressful position to be in. Like, you're cleaning money for the cartels. Like, something goes wrong. And that something tells me that is a dangerous occupation.
The undercover operators are getting deeper and deeper into this ring, and soon they're being offered an introduction to a corrupt customs and immigration officer at the Mexico City airport, someone who helps clear illegal products coming in and out of the country. They go to dinner for this meeting.
I mean, like, you kind of have to have that, right? If you need product to come into your country, you need to get a corrupt import officer to get that stuff through. That's crazy.
And the customs officer shows them his badge. During the dinner, the corrupt customs officer leaves the table, and they start speaking Chinese. This original trafficker telling the undercover operatives just how valuable this customs contact is. While the customs officer is gone, the undercover operators try to get a glimpse of his notebook. He returns, and the conversation turns to cash, what techniques they use to hide huge amounts of cash when it's going in and out of the airport. This special dye makes the cash completely invisible to airport scanning equipment.
What? That seems like a cheat code. Right there. Like, something tells me you gotta upgrade your airport so that I can see through this.
You can see how difficult but useful this kind of human intelligence is.
The level of insight and understanding of how these networks operate is unprecedented.
But what this also reveals is how what originally looked like someone trafficking seafood is something much bigger.
They
got contacts everywhere. It's one big network, right? It's illegal to have them. Use the tiger bones to prove one. That, like, some of those things, like shark fin soup and tiger bone wine, like, why? There are better alternatives to this.
Chinese traffickers and money launderers were at the center of all sorts of crimes.
But this was confusing to me. When Andrea originally approached me, I didn't understand this concept. How wildlife poaching could be deeply interconnected with the drug trade.
I mean, that gets back to the whole settling up thing, right? Like, the more connections you have, the more pathways there is to settle an account. And so if you can connect the drug trade with housing purchases, or the seafood trade, or the logging trade, you can settle up in different ways.
Okay, another example. Let's start here. The Sinaloa cartel is in northern Mexico, and they've gotten into the fishing business, hiring local fishermen to go after valuable products like shark fins, which can sell for up to $630 a piece. Seahorses, which
$630 a piece? That's wild.
end up in jars like this to make wine. Sea cucumbers, abalone, but most valuable of all are these. They call this the cocaine of the sea.
The swim bladder of a fish called totoaba.
Now, this is a highly endangered fish whose bladder, despite having no proven health benefits, is highly valued in traditional Chinese medicine. But more importantly, they are a modern status symbol in China. And the reason this is called the cocaine of the sea is because it sells for tens of thousands of dollars a kilogram.
Whoa.
So the cartel is going after this stuff, and let's say they harvest $6 million worth of illegal seafood products, including these very expensive fish bladders. This is not dirty cash, it's dirty product though. And in order to get it across the borders, they go also to a broker, a Chinese broker in Mexico. So they coordinate the smuggling of, let's say, half of this product, $3 million worth, to China. Maybe this would be bribing a shipping company not to inspect the shipment, or maybe they'll just carry these fish bladders in their luggage on a flight back to China. Maybe they'll hide them in legal products like roof tiles or other fish products. One way or another, they get to China.
Okay.
Once there, the Chinese mafia takes it and sells it in their own market to the rich. They make their money back, probably they get some profit. But again, for our simple math, let's just keep this at $3 million.
Yep.
They have $3 million extra dollars, but they haven't paid for the product yet. They haven't paid the cartel. To pay the cartel back, they're once again going to turn to the global economy. This time, they're going to sell a chemical, phenyl bromide, which is actually a legitimate pharmaceutical for like farming chemicals, but it's also a key ingredient to make fentanyl. They'll doctor the invoices once again, and value has been exchanged. And these two are now settled, with no money being exchanged for the illegal marine products. Okay, but remember, there's a second half to this. The other $3 million gets smuggled into the United States, where a Chinese broker receives the products and sells them to rich Chinese consumers there. This US broker in the United States is now in possession of $3 million of dirty money. And the only thing that has crossed any borders into the United States are these illegal seafood products. At the same time, let's say that the cartel in the United States has also amassed another $10 million in drug money. Drug sales, and they need to clean that money and get it back to Mexico. So they bring that cash to the same Chinese broker, who now has $13 million of dirty money, 3 from the sea products, 10 from the drug cash.
Okay.
All of that is owed to the cartel in Mexico. And here comes the trust that makes flying money work. These two Chinese brokers know each other. They do business together. They're constantly in communication on an encrypted platform like WeChat, and they want to keep the cartel happy. So the Chinese broker in the US asks the Chinese broker in Mexico to just quickly pay $13 million of their own to the cartel in pesos. The cartel is now
So that the cartel evens out quickly.
Made whole for all of the fish bladder and the $10 million of dirty cash. And yet the Chinese broker up in the United States is still sitting on $13 million of dirty money that they need to clean. They also need to somehow repay their trusted broker in Mexico. So how will they do this? Well, as we're seeing
Global trade. They'll have front companies that do trade with each other, like legitimate trade with each other, and the accounts, the values of the accounts will
and
just
they've
be
got a
13
couple options
million
here,
off.
but one that is becoming more and more common is to just cheat the global economy.
Yeah.
This broker in the US runs an electronics store. This is their front for their real business. And to make this all work, this broker puts in an order for $14 million worth of electronics from a company in China that, you guessed it, is actually a front for the Chinese mafia. The mafia sources and ships off these electronics to the US in an official, legal-looking $14 million transaction for electronics. It's on its way to the United States. But actually, if anyone were to look and evaluate what is inside of these shipping containers, they would see a bunch of cheap electronics worth probably only $1 million, a bunch of knockoff watches and cameras and tablets. The broker receives those electronics and puts them for sale in their store. You've maybe been into a store where stuff like this is being sold. All of this helps drive the perception that this is a legitimate business. But really, this whole transaction was purely meant to transfer $13 million to the Chinese mafia in this complex deal involving marine wildlife, drugs, and a bunch of money that is now clean because it flowed through a legitimate looking transaction.
Oh. So if you can send dirty money through the global market in a legitimate looking transaction, then that is the new money laundering. As soon as it looks legitimate on a transaction, then you're good and you can use the money.
And there are so many more forms that this can take. Value transfer. Maybe the mafia in China will hire the cartel to smuggle Chinese immigrants into Mexico and then across the border into the United States. That's a lucrative human trafficking effort that both groups make a lot of money off of. The cartel could extract even more value from the transaction by enlisting these migrants to carry drugs for them into the United States. So, these are simplified examples, but they're based off of real-world cases that have been revealed by these investigations from people like Andrea and his team. Within these transactions, there's a lot more nuance. All the brokers are taking commission. There are bribes, usually for officials, to look the other way.
And obviously they're all making profits, right? Like, he uses the standard number, like 13, but they're clearly when they're selling the fish bladders. They're making a large profit off that.
The complexity of the ledgers, much more than what we've laid out here. And when you start to go into these investigations, you see the attempt of the investigators to like piece together some of these networks, all the different nodes in just one country or one community. And they very quickly become too complex to follow. They get dizzying really fast. And by the way, we've been focusing on
you take one part of that out though, and the whole system has to readapt.
this triangle, China, United States, Mexico. It's a very common one here. But this system is global. It moves money all around the world. It allows the Italian mafia to offload their ill-gotten cash to a Chinese broker in Rome, who then might buy luxury cars for a Russian oligarch, helping them evade taxes or sanctions, and being part of other mirror transactions in China and elsewhere. Transactions that deal in rubles and euros and Chinese yuan, all evading official transactions or taxes. That same broker might be approached again by the mafia, who just received a cocaine shipment from Colombia. They need to pay the cartel $5 million in drug money. So they give them a duffel bag full of $5 million in the form of euros. And this broker gets on WeChat and messages a longtime friend running a restaurant in Colombia, telling them to release that same amount in local currency to the cartel. The money is transferred, and these two will settle up in some transaction in the future. Maybe a series of WeChat transactions or messing with trade invoices, as we've seen. So you can see this network touches everything. And it links casinos in Myanmar to struggling fishermen in Peru, and jaguar fangs to illegal gold mining, crypto scams, and unassuming electronics stores in New York City, illegal timber and human trafficking and shark fins, gold bars into Dubai and meth labs and seahorses and rhino horns, cocaine and ivory and luxury apartments in Vancouver and border tunnels. Flying money
That's wild.
is one shadow banking network that could touch all of it. As I've made abundantly clear, fighting this is hard, and in part because of how low tech it is.
Back in the day, it was much.
Because they keep so much of it person to person contact, right? And in the end, the people settling up at the very end are two trusted sources that are doing like global invoicing, global market invoicing to settle the final accounts. And that's so hard to catch, because in the end, an item is worth on the market what someone's willing to pay. And so because someone is overpaying for something, like, it just looks like that person is getting ripped off, when really they're settling up a payment. And trying to differentiate that it's just gonna be next to impossible.
Easier for law enforcement to tap into people and listen to people. They know that the more they stay away from anything digital or computer related, the better it is and the safer it is.
And yet we're entering
Absolutely.
an era of encryption and decentralized currency, which are two very powerful technologies to enable and improve a system like this.
You have flying money paired with crypto, paired with the encrypted communication. The system is almost unbreakable from the outside.
If there's one thing I feel in looking at this, is that like there are people who are taking this seriously, working on this, trying to infiltrate these systems. And in fact, governments are getting on board and getting savvy to how serious of an issue this is.
US Congress and even the EU parliaments now treat Chinese money laundering organization as priority threats.
The Chinese government
That's good.
itself is recognizing that this is a big problem and assessing ways to crack down on it. But these are small dents in a very huge problem.
$4 trillion of illicit proceeds every year. That impacts everybody. Honestly, we have the laws, the rules, the regulations we need now.
What these experts stress is that the real key to enforcement is actually dedicating enough actual humans and funding, most importantly, enough patience to investigate and infiltrate these networks.
If I was a government agency, I would put together a task force and start laundering and moving money around the world with them. That's what I call the last mile, what we as an NGO cannot do.
Law enforcement is rated and rewarded because of statistics. But in order to make this work, we have to change the incentives for law enforcement. We have ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They'll go after the quick border stats. All the resources are going into immigration. Instead of going after these long-term, complex, meaningful money laundering cases, criminals are motivated by money. And once they have the money, they have to launder it, whether it be the fentanyl, whether it be human trafficking that occurs in the strip malls across this country, a romance scam, an investment scam, somebody trying to fleece you out of your hard-earned money. That affects everybody.
That was great. So this is how they do dirty money. It mostly comes down to like a very simple connection and trust between two people that can settle up. And they usually settle up through the global market, just buying and selling goods at a value that's offset in order to settle accounts. And from the outside, there's no way you can look at this and know. Like you have to have someone on the inside if you want to try and take that down. Anyway, paste that one. I've changed up my system a little bit here. Let's see if that works. Worked. Okay, well. The new system is working. Yeah, I really like that video. That's how the system works, huh? New press. Creator-led, community-driven journalism. Join a global community of curious people reimagining how journalism works. 2 ways to join. Well, I'm gonna join for free at the moment. $60 a year. That's not much. Contribute, connect, access. I like his content too. I have no idea who the 2 middle guys are. Would you guys a founding member? Exclusive content. I mean, what is the map telling us? You have Japan, you have North Korea and South Korea, Taiwan, and a little bit of Russia, all in red. That China, I don't know. How do I get a free map? Let's see. Is this gonna take a while? Do we need to become a free member? Elevation. Email.com. Oh, full name, password, and only. Password. Location. Alberta. I can't show this yet, can I? Event member, no. Show my profile in the members, sure. No idea. Time zone. Ooh. Mountain time. No, we're gonna continue. Okay, let's go back. So we've signed up. Start here, announcements. Latest. First thing I always do is try to find a dark mode. Profile, edit profile. I'm looking for settings. Bookmark. Space settings. Okay, no dark mode yet. Just bookmarks. I'll find a spot for it later. Let's see what they got. Welcome to New Press. Here's how to get started.
Okay, you're in. Welcome to New Press. This is our site, our corner of the internet that we're building. Let me just give you a quick rundown on how this is built, and then you can start clicking around. I think the first thing you should do is introduce yourself in the community chat. Tell us where you're coming in from.
So is this going to be like Discord? We got a lounge, announcements, community chat, Story Labs, exclusive content.
Read some of the other responses, see who else is in the chat. And then you can start clicking around here on this left side. You can see that we have built this as a series of spaces. Each of these has a different function, a different set of guidelines and kind of purposes. A lot of the activity is going to be happening in the spaces that are dedicated to each of the New Press shows. So you've got my show, you've got Search Party, Tunnel Vision.
As you can see, camera over here. Search Party, Tunnel Vision. So these are the other shows. Maybe I'll check out some of the other ones, but I'll probably check them out on YouTube.
You'll have any future show that we have there, and that's where we're going to be asking questions, having prompts to get your questions, keep you updated on the stories we're working on. That's where like a lot of the activity is going to be happening. But there's going to be activity happening in all of these spaces, and with time there's going to be a lot more spaces than exist right now. For people who are paid members, there are spaces that you get access to where you can see our videos early, and you can see some other exclusive content that is our way of saying thank you to people who are supporting this. We can't really make this happen unless we have paying subscribers. So whoever is paying, you are making it free for everyone else. And I'm very grateful for you. The last thing I'll say is that this is an online community. And if you haven't noticed, online communities are prone to pulling out some of the worst in humans. I'm very dedicated to making sure that this space is a safe space for everyone to share their curiosity. There's going to be sort of no tolerance for any kind of trolling or
Harassment,
know-it-all behavior or bad faith, mean-hearted, any of that. We have community guidelines that line all of this out. So just know that we're creating a space that is different than most online communities, a safe space where we can learn together, where we can admit what we don't know, where we can share our insight.
Well, I mean, like, you can't make it a safe space because you need, when views contradict, you need a space where they can have that contradiction. And so you can't go overly into the safe space, but like the anti-harassment
those of you
stuff
who are here
is
early,
good.
you have a really big influence on whether or not we can do that. So please try to model this community value of ours so that we can build it together and create a truly unique space online. Yeah, and then tell us what you want from this platform. Like truly, whenever there's an opportunity to comment, and even in the community chat, like let us know what you want to see in this platform, what you think would make it more helpful for our mission. You're here early and your voice will really have.
Okay. Where was that video I just watched? I want to look at some of the comments before I move on. I suppose I should let him finish.
A serious influence on how this thing shapes up. So thank you for being here. Excited to build this thing together.
Interesting. Announcements. We've been nominated for an Emmy? What? We're 2 months old. Oh, so this is really new. Still kind of underdeveloped. Ooh, maps. I do love maps. US wind turbine location. Okay, let's read some comments. I can look at this later. Johnny Harris is not suicidal. Remember what happened to the journalist that exposed the Pan Am papers? Yeah, stay safe, man. I don't think that's gonna happen. This is all common knowledge, to be honest. Yeah. This is all common knowledge. Hawala, etc. is very well normal where finance is mature outside of the Americas. It's also called Hundi, which is also sometimes called Hawala Hundi in South Asia. Bro, this is nothing new. They not touching him over this age-old tech. The problem is, even if you know this exists, you have to you need a law enforcement agency that is well funded to do long-term things and like a long-term operation to look into this to get anywhere. Like the system is set up that just knowing about it doesn't make it go away. You would need a large-scale investment to do any kind of damage to the system. And with policing currently like set on metrics, there's not really the incentive to do that. Use my protection, don't worry about him. Worry about yourself though, you're on your own, boy. This is so well produced. That, I mean, I always like Johnny Harris's stuff because it's good journalism. It's good journalism. It's actually ironic that criminals have to trust each other to keep their economy going. It's crazy, right? That the dark money underworld is so dependent on trust to function. Nobody's ever going to crack down on flying money because intelligence services, politicians, and just really rich people are the biggest customers. I mean, you saw that with the fish bladders. They sell those to rich people. If you cut down on the dark money, you get less fish bladder. And who wants that? Reminds me of that one furniture store in my neighborhood mall that never gets customers. It has stayed in business for almost 20 years now. Yeah, yeah, we can all think of a store like that. I feel like the world of high-end art ties into this. Art is, I mean, everything illegal ties into this system. This is how money gets around illegally. Johnny, please never sell this channel to private equity. Your quality of videos is so incredible. I would hate for that to be diluted for profit. Finally, John Harris is branching out and making guide video. This is how you get into dark money. I couldn't be a criminal because I got confused watching this video. Great investigative journalism, though. I agree. The only difference between ancient flying money and present-day flying money is that present-day flying money becomes a topic of discussion only when it's being used for illegal businesses. On an encrypted platform like WeChat. What? This makes my brain hurt. No wonder authorities are having trouble solving this problem. It's like playing whack-a-mole on an infinite loop. You could solve the problem, but it would take a task force, probably a permanent task force. And you could only solve it like definitively in your country. It would be so hard to solve it externally. Like you saw how many countries things pass through and how everything's connected. In the end, you could only target, I mean, like you could do international task force, right? Like China is also incentivized to a degree to handle this, but you'd only be able to arrest the people in your own country. The bigger question is, oh, I guess I should pull these up more. So I keep reading them at the bottom. You guys can't see. Bigger question is, where does my money keep disappearing to? All right, well, that was a great video. Ivory trade. I also wanted to what is the illegal lumber trade? Where does this lumber come from? Why is it illegal? Isn't trading lumber usually legal? Like why is lumber illegal? Is there like special trees you're not allowed to cut down somewhere and they're cutting the trees down? Let's have a look. Oh. You're right that trading lumber is usually legal. It's one of the world's largest commodity markets. But just like with ivory, timber becomes illegal when it violates specific laws, treaties, or harvesting restrictions. Here's how it breaks down. What is legal lumber trade? Okay, I know what the legal trade is. Where does the legal lumber come from? Legal lumber comes from responsibly managed forests worldwide. I want to know, why is some lumber illegal? Timber trade becomes illegal when it involves illegal logging or violates international agreements. Like what? Illegal practices, halving without permits, so let's just, okay. Violating protected areas. Oh, logging in national parks, reserves, or indigenous land. Exceeding quotas, taking more timber than the annual allowable cut permits. So if you take more trees than you're allowed, you then have to put some of them on the illegal market. ignoring labor/environmental laws, trading protected species, shipping tree species regulated under cities without permits. There's endangered trees, laundering illegal wood, mixing illegal log timber with legal shipments to hide its origin. Just like ivory, certain tree species are protected under the Conservation and International Trade in Endangered Species. When a tree species is listed in the cities appendices, international trade is restricted or banned unless permits prove the harvest was legal and not detrimental to the species. Examples of restricted timber. Ooh, let's have a look at some of these. Rosewood tree. What does this illegal tree look like? I mean, that's got a very interesting appearance when you cut it. Other than that, it just looks like a tree. Okay, I'm going to move on. Let's cut this. Okay. I wanted to look up the other aspects here of news press, because I think I've only ever seen 2 of them. So the next one was search party. Search party. What is this? Okay. Videos are a good length. 11 to 15 minutes on average. It's been up for like 2 years. Let's see if we can find one. The shady ships getting through the strait. 3 days ago, so that's too new. How golf exposes the real Trump. That sounds interesting. Will it get too hot for the Winter Olympics? No, never. There are always colder places. Like, we have snow here now, and it's freaking April 24th. And we just had a snowstorm the other day. There will always be places for the Winter Olympics. Let's watch this one. This one looks interesting. Well, and then we can add it to our list if it's good.
It often feels like Donald Trump.
Okay, how golf exposes the real Trump.
Would rather be playing golf.
Like, the number of times that he's like nodding off in a meeting.
Just look at him. He loves it. He took a break from discussing the wars in Ukraine and Gaza to play a quick round at his Scotland course. And while overseeing a war in Iran, Trump found time to golf.
I've never understood golf. I've golfed maybe 4 times in my life. Like, it was fine. But not an activity I would ever do if I had to pay money. I did it through work, so it was a work golf tournament. So everything was
Florida.
free, which is why I golfed.
Of course, many presidents loved golf. Obama played on 333 days over his 8 years in office. Trump, though, has played at least
338. So that's like a year of golf. 1 in 8 days of golf.
360 days in just over 5 years.
Ooh, he got him beat.
But as much as Donald Trump loves golf, golf historically hasn't loved him back.
Trump built skyscrapers all over New York City, became a TV star, and bought more than 18 golf clubs, some of them rich with history. Yet golf's elite refused to let him join their clubs.
Really?
Trump then became the United States president and pro golf ran the other way.
The PGA announced it was cutting ties with Trump's Doral Golf Club.
The PGA Championship will no longer be played at Trump National Golf Club.
The golf world is built around exclusivity and privacy and all these old-fashioned notions of what a good country club man should or should not be. And Trump will never, ever be one of those guys. He's just Donnie from Queens, and it kills him.
He's too low class to be a part of the in-golf group. Oh, that's crazy.
But in Trump's second term, golf seems to be coming around. Golf's leaders are praising him.
He believes strongly in the game's power and
you get enough money, you get enough power, you'll be on the inside.
potential.
Its tournaments are crawling back,
The PGA Tour is returning to South Florida for Trump National Doral.
and Trump's golf empire is rapidly expanding.
Perfecting your swing at Trump International Golf Club, Oman.
So this is the story of how Donald Trump finally got golf to love him, and how he's turning his passion into power.
He'll go through the motions and do what he has to do as president, but I promise you those things mean more to him than anything else on his agenda.
Today in golf.
Look how happy he looks.
Agenda.
Today in golf. Anybody view what happened?
Compare that to him sleeping during all the meetings in the White House.
At the start of Trump's second term, pro golf was in a crisis. So let's start with why. In the early 1900s, pro golf was a mishmash of tournaments in the US and UK. The most prestigious would become the four majors. The Masters was always at Augusta National Golf Club, while the others rotated among elite clubs. These were governed by men in exclusive associations. They weren't just golf's elites, but societies. Meanwhile, golf players didn't have much of a say. If they played well, they got paid, and if not, they didn't. That changed in the 1960s when a few fed-up pros created an organization called the PGA Tour.
I think that's the only
It set
one
a
I've heard
schedule
of.
of tournaments, sold sponsorships, and shared the money with players who joined. All the best ones soon did. And over the following decades, sponsors and TV broadcasters paid more and more to advertise, next to its legends. Superstars
I still don't understand why anyone would watch golf.
and guys named Tiger.
Looks very good.
I mean, that was just good.
By the 2020s, other tours had emerged, but none had the money or exposure to threaten the PGA Tour. It was elite.
So it's like push the other one, the U.S. Open and the Masters.
Players' only option, and more than a few were sick of it. The tour had bloated to more than 40 tournaments a year, most using the same 4-day format and the same old genteel broadcast.
Oh, stay there, and it's coming back.
Wow.
Oh,
It didn't really innovate because it didn't have to. The
so boring. Oh,
product got a
boring.
little tired and stale.
Wow. Even he
The
sounds
growth
bored.
was stagnant.
Alan Shipnuck has covered golf for 30 years and written 10 books on it.
It had not really ever evolved from how the product was presented and how the players were compensated. And it was an old-fashioned business operating in an outdated way. That made it vulnerable.
In 2021, Live Golf launched with no TV deal or players, just 8 tournaments and a limitless pile of money, not from sponsors, but from the government of Saudi Arabia. For decades, oil made up the Saudis' whole economy. But as the world began using more alternative energy sources, the Saudis looked for other ways to make money. The job fell to Yasser Al-Rumayyan, governor of the $1 trillion Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, and golf addict. He felt that
like I think golf will still be popular in like 50 years, but it's not because it's a fun sport. It's because they've created this like exclusivity around it, right? Like it's not particularly fun to play.
Funding a new tour could help modernize his country and lead to lucrative opportunities.
Golf is this juicy vehicle for reaching business leaders and getting access to the halls of power. Yashir just believes in all those things, and he had the resources of the state behind him.
Liv began paying players staggering sums to switch over from the PGA Tour. Nearly $125 million for a two-time major champion, and $200 million for a six-timer, more than 10 times their 2021 winnings. In its first year, Liv got dozens of players to defect.
Now, these Liv players paid a price. Banned from PGA Tour events, trouble qualifying for majors, and a lot of them had to answer uncomfortable questions about taking money from a Saudi government that has a long history of human rights abuses.
You were reported as
like the thing with sports washing, which is what they're getting into here, where the Saudis spend so much money to kind of like override their history with sports and just other forms of media to kind of like dilute or try to move past their human rights abuses. The issue with sports washing is that it goes both ways. When you sports wash, like, you also get washed by the sports. It's not a one-way thing. The more you lean into this, the more the Saudi society will resemble our society. The more, like, because it's directly connecting them, right? And so the more connection there are between these societies, the more they'll resemble each other. And so, like, I personally have no problems with sports washing. I think it goes both ways. If they're willing to put hundreds of millions, billions of dollars into it, why not? I mean, it's gonna, if there's this much money to be made, it's gonna increase the value and the participation in the sport. And like, that doesn't hurt anyone. I think that only has benefits.
describing the Saudis as scary. What did you mean by that?
I don't condone human rights violations. Nobody here does. I've also seen the good that the game of golf has done throughout history.
If Vladimir Putin had a tournament, would you play there?
If he offered $200 million, absolutely.
But as the Live Tour teed off and showered players with champagne and cash, more took the plunge. Much to the surprise of the PGA Tour.
Up it goes! Victory for Dustin Johnson!
How does it draw that kind of crowd? Like, almost like every other sport I can understand. Most sports are fun to play. This one was not.
Underestimated how much people like money, and they overestimated how a significant portion of their players cared about tradition and history.
The PGA Tour started paying its players more, but couldn't stop the bleeding. And by 2023, golf was in a full-blown civil war.
They've turned their back on what has allowed them to get to this position.
We should be able to do whatever we want. We're independent contractors.
You know, these guys have broken rules and there are going to be consequences.
You can think whatever you want. Opinions change, man.
The tours sued each other. And while Liv could afford to pay millions in legal fees, the PGA Tour couldn't. In June 2023, it announced a deal. It would unify with Liv.
What?
Al Rumayyan and PGA Tour.
You telling me that the Civil War ended with them just joining
Commissioner
together?
Jay Monahan laid out a framework for the two tours, plus the European Tour, to merge into one backed by Saudi money. They felt it was an elegant solution, but the players didn't.
It was felt like a betrayal.
Because the people that stayed with the PGA, despite there not being this much money there, like it was a tradition to them rather than just money. So
To a lot of the tour players who'd kind of bought into this legacy argument, like, hey, they're the bad guys, we're morally righteous.
I mean, like, pitting the two sides against each other, that's how you create content. When you merge and you bring it all into one, like, that's boring. The Civil War, like, that's what sounded exciting. And you telling me they just got rid of that already?
I can take their money. Wait, what? We're gonna take their money, like, at an institutional level? Wait, what? I thought we hated them. Now they're like our investors and maybe our bosses.
Another problem was a merge tour might be a monopoly, which would be illegal without the US government's approval. The Justice Department investigated, and the Senate held hearings. That didn't really help.
Today's hearing is about...
I mean, like, what a low stakes monopoly. Like, you look at Google or Meta as a monopoly, like, that's a high stakes monopoly. A golf monopoly is a low stakes monopoly.
Much more than the game of golf. It's about how a brutal, repressive regime can buy influence.
The two tours merger seemed dead until the US elected a new president.
I mean, like, everyone says this until they're the ones being offered money. Like, I'm not saying that Saudi Arabia has a great history. I'm just saying that more integration between their system and our system, like, I think it will improve their system. Like, doesn't Saudi Arabia... Which one should I ask? I've been trying out this one. Let's go for a new chat. How does Saudi Arabia currently do with human rights? Are they making progress? I heard women now have the right to drive. I think. Let's see. I mean, let's see if it's having any effect. Because, like, all the people that go over to Saudi Arabia and then participate in these things, like, they always come back with good stories. Like, they were well received. The people there were friendly. Like, it's always good stories. Yeah, Saudi women have the legal right to drive since June 24th, 2018. Over 120,000 women applied for licenses on the first day alone. That reform was real and significant, and it came alongside other social changes. Cinemas have reopened, concerts and fashion shows are held, gender segregation rules have been relaxed, and the religious police have been sidelined. Religious police? I didn't even know they had religious police. Women's workforce participation surged from 17% to 35.6% in 2022, surpassing the Vision 2030 target. Saudi Arabia has also appointed its first female ambassador and sent its first female astronaut to space. However, the broader human rights picture is mixed, and many advocates argue the reforms are surface level while systematic repression continues. Ongoing concerns. Male guardianship persists. Despite the driving reform, Saudi Arabia's 2022 personal statute law codifies guardianship rules, requiring women to obtain a male guardianship permission to marry and mandate obedience to husband. Activists imprisoned. Several women who campaigned for the right to drive were arrested in 2018 and remain subject to travel bans. A prominent driving campaigner was arrested just before the ban was lifted, imprisoned until 2021. He still lives under a travel ban. Broader crackdowns. Women have reportedly been jailed for offenses ranging from not wearing an adabi to dancing in public or tweeting their opinions. Workers' rights. Saudi Arabia recently signed a 2026 memorial to strengthen labor rights and claims to have abolished the kafala sponsorship system. But human rights groups say tangible improvements remain to be seen, especially with massive infrastructure projects underway for the 2034 World Cup. Bottom line, Saudi Arabia has made genuine social and economic reforms, particularly around women's mobility and employment, but international human rights organizations emphasize that these are societal reforms rather than fundamental human rights reforms. And the kingdom remains an inherently discriminatory system where dissent, especially from the very activists who won those reforms, is often met with imprisonment. Okay, so there does appear to be movement. If women participate in the workforce, they have just more say in society. And so if this number is going up, women are getting more of a influence in society. Like, you can't expect a nation to change overnight. As long as we continue to see movements in the right direction, like, that's all we need, like, in my opinion. And it does appear we are seeing movements. They say, I mean, keep on them. The human rights organizations should still definitely be looking into and bringing up all these concerns. But the more integrated their society and Western society becomes, the higher this will go, and the more influence individuals like women will have in their society, and then that's where you'll see change. I think it's having a pretty good effect, honestly. Like, I remember they went into Iran. Iraq? What was the last war the US went into? Iraq, right? Yeah. They went into Iraq and they essentially tried to force a bunch of changes, like women's rights, and tried to push these changes onto the people. And then when they left, everything reverted. Everything was bad. Let me check that again. When the US was in Iraq, they pushed for women's rights. When they left, was all that progression lost? Progression. Let's see. Because I remember hearing about that. This, like what the US and Saudi Arabia are currently doing, appears to be functioning far better than the war. Like, you can't expect changes overnight, but as long as we are moving in the right direction, it does look like we're doing that. I mean, what was that system that they had? Recently signed a memorandum to strengthen labor rights and claims to have abolished the kafala. The kafala sponsorship system was terrible. Like that was an abusive system. And so even them coming out and stating that they're trying to get rid of it, like that's progress. The short answer is much of it has been lost, and in some ways Iraq is moving backwards. But the full picture is more complicated than the US push for rights, then they collapsed. What the US occupancy actually did, contrary to the popular narrative, the US led invasion and occupation administration did not primarily push for women's rights. Instead, it installed political groups, many of them Shia and Islamist parties, that immediately tried to abolish Iraq's 1959 Personal Status Code, one of the most progressive family laws in the region. That code, written with input from Iraqi feminists, included the first female minister in the Arab world, had established a minimum marriage age of 18 and guaranteed women equal right in marriage, divorce, inheritance, and custody. The US-backed political system based on sectarian power sharing created space for conservative forces to chip away at those protections. Wait, are they saying that the US actually had a negative effect on this? The US-backed political system based on sectarian power sharing created space for conservative forces to chip away at those protections. Like, I don't think war is how you do it. What has happened since the US withdrawal? The rollback has accelerated, particularly in family law. Child marriage legalized in practice. Courts ruling 9-year-olds mature. Loss of custody protections. CEDAW condemnation. The bottom line, the US occupation did not leave behind a strong foundation for women's rights. It actually undermined the sectarian legal framework that existed before 2003. Since the withdrawal, the situation has worsened legally, with the 2025 amendment representing the most serious rollback in decades. The fight now is being led by Iraqi women activists themselves, not external powers. So, the US entering the war and occupying them pushed them back, and then when they left, the women's rights regressed even more. Shit. Like, what the Saudi Arabia way of doing things is just better. Integrating the economies and the societies more, and then the societies like rub off on each other, and you see far more progression in Saudi Arabia, and like you're seeing regression in Iraq after the war. Ugh, I don't want to see something like this in Iran. That would be terrible. Okay, I've gotten distracted. What was I doing? We were talking about golf. I preferred the Civil War days.
Who could not have been...
I mean, I know nothing about golf, but I prefer the Civil War days.
...more ideal for them.
If you shave, you probably noticed this. Each new razor seems to have more blades than the last. First there are 2, then 3, and now 4 blades.
This is probably going to be Henson again. I don't get it. Look, more blades, more better. In my opinion.
You may assume that the more blades must equal a better shave.
Exactly.
But here's the part that nobody explains. Once that first blade cuts the hair, all the other ones just kind of drag along the skin.
No. Like what if the first blade doesn't do a good job? Then you need that second blade. Like, and then what if the third blade doesn't do a good job? You need that fourth blade.
Again, Those blades aren't really helping much, they're just adding contact and friction. It's not even that your skin is sensitive, it's that the design of the razor is to make up for inconsistency instead of actually fixing the cut. So what would make more sense is a razor blade.
I'll say this, but I never had a Henson razor. I had a knockoff one. Maybe it just wasn't
blade
as
that gets
good.
the cut right the first time. That's the idea behind the Henson razor. The Henson razor has just one blade, and it controls the geometry down to just a few microns, so it cuts cleanly and predictably. Less repetition, less friction, and less irritation.
Oh, like when you have just one blade, it reminds me of single blade shaver. No, like the old barber shop. This one. When you have the single blade, this is what it reminds me of. When you see those old movies where they snap it out, they put the stuff on you and they cut with the single razor. That's what it reminds me of. So like this is kind of the thing they're going for, right? You can do it right with one blade. Okay, I think we were talking
So here's
about
the deal
golf.
right now. Visit hensonshaving.com/search party or use the code search party and you're going to get 100 blades for free with the purchase of a razor. That's more than 2 years worth of blades. Now make sure both products are in your cart
If
for
you
the
don't
code
lose
to
them.
work. Now I've been using a Henson razor for about a year now. I genuinely do recommend it. If you want to support my work, support the channel, and get a better shave, visit hensonshaving.com/search party right now.
Nice
Thanks again to
shave,
Henson,
so-
and I'll take you back to the story.
Okay, how does Trump come into this?
Donald Trump's played golf his whole life. He may drive his cart on the greens, a huge no-no, and occasionally a caddy move.
Who wants to walk on the green? Come on. Golf cart's half the fun.
It's his ball, but he's actually pretty good, as you can see in this video.
Oh, beautiful. Come on. Oh, what a
I
shot!
mean, if you've played for so long, you
Beautiful.
better.
Thank you. Can you guys?
My ball did every time. Like the thing would
believe that
shoot,
driving?
and then it would go way off to the right. And I don't. To this day, I still don't know how to get it to go straight. What I would do is I would change my feet angle and I would shoot way off to the left, knowing it would curve to the right. And I did pretty well with that tactic.
Get in there. Let's go! That's how we do it.
In 19...
Imagine those people that are like, you figure they're basically paid to hype and golf with and hype Trump.
1999,
up.
Trump bought a struggling Florida golf course and turned it into the luxurious Trump International. Over the next 15 years, he bought a dozen more and began hosting pro tournaments at them. First in women's golf, including women's US and British Opens, then a men's PGA Tour event at Doral. Still, Trump begged for a men's major. Hosting one wouldn't just earn him millions, it would put him in golf's inner circles. In 2014, Trump finally won the rights to host the 2022 PGA Championship at Bedminster. And rumors said he'd get a British Open at Turnberry next. Golf was just about to let Trump in until he ran for president.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best.
In response, the PGA Tour moved this tournament to Mexico City. Then in 2021, after Trump's...
That's spiteful. That's spiteful.
Supporters stormed the Capitol. The PGA Championship moved to Oklahoma.
These were incredible repudiations for a sport that's always been decades behind other sports on issues of race and gender. Golf took a stand, and that wounded Trump so deeply.
But right as golf banished Trump, this new tour emerged. It had tournaments, but nowhere to play them. So it struck a deal with Trump.
His opulence blended well with Liv's flashy style. They were golf tournaments wrapped up in a MAGA party.
You can't make it. You can't. You can't.
Let's go, Brandon!
It meant that when Trump became president again,
I actually find mini golf more fun than at golf. There's more going on to it.
and in 2025,
The actual putting stuff, that's cool.
he had a unique interest in both tours.
Especially if there's like a crocodile and you gotta like shoot through its mouth. Like that's fun.
And the power to approve their merger.
The second Trump got reelected, everyone's like, don't worry about the antitrust. He'll make that go away.
Now, the president doesn't technically approve corporate mergers directly, but he does pick the people who lead the agencies that do.
Already this term, the Trump administration allowed a merger of two giant steel companies, two of the biggest US credit card companies, and let studio Paramount Global merge with Skydance, helping its owner and Trump's close friend build a media behemoth. So a golf merger felt like a tap-in. Al-Rumayyan met Trump at sports events, while Monahan met him at the White House, then glazed him.
He wants to see the game reunified. We want to see the game reunified.
But like, you could do so much more with a civil war in golfing.
His involvement has made the prospect of reunification very real.
Liv kept its two tournaments at Trump clubs, while the PGA Tour gave one back. UK officials even began pushing for the British Open to go to Turnberry. Golf wasn't just falling in love with Donald Trump, it was making him king.
You cannot overstate how much these things mean to Trump. Trump thought he was going to be the one who brings peace to the golf world. And that might be his ticket to finally getting into some of these clubs who never have him. But he couldn't get it done.
While Trump may have removed the legal problem, the two tours couldn't agree on the details.
The PGA Tour's players resisted, and eventually it took over $3 billion from a private equity firm, ending its need to merge with Liv.
PGA Tour has won the war. Now, Liv can keep going. Maybe it is the second most important tour in golf, but it tells you how far apart they were that they were able to just basically blow off the president of the United States and someone who now hosts tournaments on both tours.
Even though Trump didn't reunify golf,
Wait. So the Civil War still rages. PGA's winning.
The love and respect that he's always wanted from golf.
Still.
And now he owns a golf empire that's getting him even more.
Second term exhibits maximalism in terms of the president's profiteering.
Donald Sherman leads Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, which investigates government corruption.
A significant portion of it is visits to his properties.
During his first term, Trump made dozens of visits to his properties and golf clubs. But a year into his second term, he's already made more, spending more than a third of his time at them. Each visit funnels government money to his properties and signals that they are the places to access him. It's why special interest groups like crypto companies and advocacy organizations have paid to throw events at Trump's properties while they lobby him. And why foreign governments from Israel to India are staying in his hotels while they try and influence him.
Foreign governments visit to Trump properties. European Union 7. I mean, did anyone expect to see anyone else at the top? I bet you if Argentina goes, then Israel will have to go again.
The president enjoyed his most lucrative year ever in his first year back in the White House.
While his property business booms, Trump is expanding it. The Trump Organization has 10 foreign properties and at least 22 more in development. They include golf courses in Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Vietnam, and Indonesia. These foreign properties brought in around $100 million for the Trump Organization in 2024, up from $19 million in
Wasn't there one golfer being paid like $200 million? And all of Trump's properties bring him $100 million? Maybe that was like the sign a contract and this is a yearly thing.
2020.
The issue is the Constitution explicitly prohibits Trump from profiting from foreign governments. Because if he did,
that foreign government
conflict of interest. It is.
Can leverage their financial investment in that leader to get policy outcomes.
8 new properties are in partnership with one company, Dar Global, which has close ties to the Saudi government. Dar Global paid the Trump organization at least $26 million in licensing fees for just these 2. A Trump Tower near Dubai and a seaside resort in Oman, complete with a, quote, championship golf course. Since then, Trump's agreed to sell advanced fighter jets to Saudi Arabia and cutting-edge AI chips to Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Trump originally bought golf courses as a way to buy influence in the sport, but now he's also using them to sell his influence as the president.
When foreign governments can buy a seat at the table, the American people...
I mean, like, do we sell a golf course? Let Trump build a golf course in Canada somewhere? Maybe that'll help the USMCA or Kuzma. Maybe we could rename it Kuzma. Okay. Let him build a golf course somewhere.
suffer. The American people have less of a say.
Trump's climbed back into golf's good graces and is making a fortune. But can he get that one thing that he wants most of all?
The British Open is golf's oldest tournament and run by its most exclusive club, the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St. Andrews.
The Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St. Andrews. To have Royal and Ancient in your name.
They've given the Open to Turnberry 4 times before Trump took over, and he's begging them for a 5th.
They want to be back here very badly. They think I'm a controversial figure. Everybody says it's the best course in the world, but, you know, sometimes controversy is good.
Now, you'd think that owning one of the UK's most historic golf clubs, hosting tournaments for both major tours, and becoming the president twice would be enough to get a British Open. But for the most exclusive club in golf, apparently it isn't.
The Tweety gents who run that tournament absolutely refuse. They just don't want Trump to come in and overshadow their whole shows. They
just not gonna let him.
They are the last line of defense on Donald Trump sports washing his own reputation, and they just won't do it.
Thanks again for watching another episode of Search Party. We're coming out with stories every 2 weeks.
I thought we were gonna get into like more about how it exposes Trump. That was just Trump's golf empire, essentially. Okay, that was still a pretty good video.
And I could use your
kind of like economics more than that sort of stuff, though. Let's put it like here-ish. No. We'll go here. For party. Okay. But that's pretty good. And so he's also a part of News Spread. Interesting. Let's go Tunnel Vision. I'm gonna play games next, but I'm gonna look this up first. Let's cut. Tunnel Vision. Tunnel Vision. Hello and welcome. Tunnel Vision is a new independent. I was literally looking at this. I have him on the list. Oh, he's already here. From the old ones. Okay, everything's pretty old. Okay, 2 weeks old. Something very weird is happening on Tinder. I mean, I'd watch that. I tried to buy a scientific paper. What is this shadow in the Arctic? No, your AI prompts aren't causing an energy crisis. I thought they were telling me it was. How many bots? Is the internet really dead? Not yet. But like soon. I like the sounds of some of these. We're definitely gonna watch a few of these. Probably Monday. We'll do that so I show where I'm at. Anything here I shouldn't close? Nope. Close them all. Overwatcher League. I forgot to change. Have I been in an Overwatch rank? I've been in Overwatch rank the whole time. Crap, sorry. People expecting Overwatch. Okay, let's go. We're gonna do some League, I think, today. League of Legends, done. Change it on Kick. I gotta remember to change these. Mutant Football 2. When you put League in, League of Legends should show up. Kick, you gotta figure that out. You gotta start putting the popular ones. Now YouTube is weird. Bring this up. How do I change it here? Stream settings. Public, yes. Gaming, title, League of Legends. Save. Okay. Oh, that was quick. I'm gonna let League boot up. I'll be back in a second. I'll leave the music until I get back. Oh. Oh. got the new mic. Oh, cool. Somebody talked. I didn't see that. It's not up here, so I'm guessing that was a little while ago. I finally got it switched over. So that shows I'm playing League. We're gonna play a little bit of Mayhem. Everything still seems to be working over here. Everything's still up. All right. Let's complicate. Oh, cashews. That was not a delay. I don't like either of them.
You may now appreciate me.
Ooh. Wayne's really good. What do we got? Tank, AD, AP. We got a good mix. Let's make sure all my outputs are still working. Yep. 0 drop frames today. That's great. Who are we against? They have... Ooh, Lee. Lee can be really good. They've got one of the OG really good players. Missile, shrink engine. I think you almost gotta get shrink engine. With shrink engine, you kind of want to stay alive longer. I almost feel like going this way. I don't know.
You'll never know when I'll shove off.
No quarter.
Give me health, stay alive longer, then go into some kind of mana item.
Here come the minions.
For survival. Come on. Ooh, she stayed in it. Do I move my camera? Or is that fun? You can still see everything. I think that's good. I'm not hitting. Okay. I'm gonna flash out of that. There's a lot. Oh, that's not good. I mean, we did answer back there. I always level up his E first, just because of how good that CC is. We are gonna have to watch for Miss Fortune's little slow field, which is building AP. Ooh, I managed to hit that first. Haha, auto attack for the win. Why you always... Get some damage in. Maybe I don't need a mana item on him at all. Like, I'm not having any mana issues. I think I might skip the mana. Oh, I think I might skip the mana item on him. No, no, no. Look at that. Look at that now. I just probably used it after I need mana. You're staying with that turret. You jumped in there. You don't get to jump out. Okay, I got my ult. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Well done. Oh, that was not so good. That was not so good. I always find that is really hard to hit with her. Okay, what mana item do we want on him? We don't need the tier. Yeah, they're not gonna close enough, are they? See her. Oh, got her before I died. Beautiful. I'm not gonna go hell. Movement speed is so good on it. I actually like the missing pig, but I don't have that. I don't have that set up. We'll get those two next. We're tiny. More than tiny, we're fast. And that is important. Was their Lee? Was their Lee big? I think their Lee had built big. Haha! Oh, she used her stupid. That all hurt. I wasn't in it, but it hurt the other side of the map a lot. Okay, we're down 2 people. We shouldn't be so aggressive. Like, you guys aren't stepping forward for me to hit them. Yes, give me the bird. The bird. How are they doing with AP? Not. That's why she went AP. They got none. Oh! Oh, I picked the wrong direction. I mean, I stayed at full health for that full fight.
I could kill them all.
Yeah, we're winning pretty handedly. How much? I've gained 450 health from his acid. Oh. Over this way. We're all low. I'm gonna run it. Oh, he's alive! Oh no. Celebrated just a little too soon. But I'm at full health, so I'm gonna get away. No, 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 come on. Get her out of that. Oh. Yes. I'm alive. I'm alive with no health. Okay, I should probably die. We got a lot of gold. But I ain't gonna die until we get this. There we go. Or maybe I won't die at all. I can heal. A lot. Not really. Ooh, come on. Oh. Slap around is good for him. Our flag day. Like I can really double down on the speed and the slow. Oh. I'm gonna be dangerous. I mean, he's doing good. He didn't get the pen from him. Somebody stole it from him. He was alive, too. He was probably going for it. Ooh, I run fast. That's right. I'm already back in. Come on, get her. I want to keep going. Okay, my passive, my ult's gone. I gotta pull back. Ooh, oh, she's really good with that. Where'd he go? Oh, man. They surrendered. Oh, they were on their last legs. Oh, she was doing really good. And he was getting a lot of kills. See, I feel like I was doing better than that. I mean, I guess I 3-2. Didn't die a lot, but didn't get a lot of kills. Look at the damage. What was he? Fan the hammer. Light him up in critical missile. I mean, for the beginning part of the game, they're largely just a grasp ability. Grab them, pull them in. Pull them out of position. I hate how this menu's so loud.
My favorite color is spring.
Okay, let's see. AD, AP, so we got a good carry in both. We don't need 2 supports, that's for sure.
Indeed, a wise choice.
But is there someone better? I mean, I kind of like Zach, honestly. Too late. There's so many, like, in Mayhem, there's so many healing-oriented cards you can get. And Zach is all about spending health and gaining health. So if you get a couple healing cards that are just completely... there's some that are just completely broken on them. I still got music going. Let me fix that. So you can hear the in-game. There's in-game sounds. No reason to use music. See, cheating. I love cheating. No. Aura Blaster's nice. That's good, but nothing beats cheating.
Hello, Heimerdinger. I trust you will find my research most illuminating. Just as soon as I...
What's their team look like? Damage, dive, damage. Got a stun. I guess you could say she's dive.
Wonderfully efficient. It's smaller than the diagram.
Come on, you know you want to go for the... I put the juicy tower there just for you. Like, they don't have anyone really good at taking out my turrets. I guess I should be poking, right? I feel like my turret should be doing more damage. Well, that was silly of her. Like, if they're gonna kill themselves under the tower, just let them. I guess they're diving because I took cheating, or maybe not. I usually don't even notice. That's annoying. When he dies, he's gonna kill my turret. Why did he turn his thing off? No, he knew he made a mistake.
You solved that problem.
I mean, they're Diana just killing herself to diving us. I'll get the stun on her eventually. Hey! I get to come back. Like, she does so much damage even under tower. I'm going to have to invest into AP, AP. Most of their damage is AP.
Your ally has slain an enemy.
I'm gonna have to invest into Azanya's, I think. More stun. More stun. More stun. Yes. Ooh, I didn't get the stun on me there. I gotta remember how cheap. I have cheap. I can always run away. I've not been using that to a high degree of effectiveness. Take it. Yeah, I want to get away because I can cheat. Oh.
Your ally has slain an enemy.
No. 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 this one. And then we're gonna go here. And we're back.
It's smaller than the diagram.
They got quite a bit of dive, so I'll be doing a lot of damage no matter what later on.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's a lot of damage. That is where Zonia's. They got a real plus 13. I mean, they're just gonna keep diving you, but they'll die to the turret. It was a good turnaround. I mean, these give you gold too.
So many mysteries to explore.
So I gotta be running to them. I really need Zonia's. I should have gone for that second item. Like, you stood in between a couple turrets there. No. I don't know what happened. It sounds like a couple of them. Oh.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
I'm just gonna go, oh my gosh, why are you going in right now? She sacrificed herself by standing in the puddle. I don't need this. I need that. Now we're gonna go down. Now we gotta go zombie. Oh my goodness, is that 3 of them? No, that was 2. I don't have a lot of poke right now, Nautilus. Okay, I'm not full health. This is fine. This is fine. They're diving. Slowing is good because I'm gonna get the slow item. So that makes this more valuable to me. We're gonna go for that next. If we can hold out for a little bit longer, I think we got a better late game team ready.
We're dead in the water.
But we gotta be able to hold out until then. Man, they wrecked my my turret, my enhanced turret. I think it was Warwick just bombed it. Get him! Get him! He's healing so much. We gotta get an anti-heal. At the same time, that's gonna be later. Ooh, like we were getting a lot of harassment out on her there. We can't step in range because she's got that.
Smaller than the diagram.
We want to stun you. And we're gonna put you there. Okay, why isn't my guy moving? That was weird. That was really weird. No. Okay, I'm almost dead. I gotta go die. He's not, like, their dive doesn't even let me. Gotta walk back to base.
Enemy double kill.
Get her! Burn! No! Okay. We're going here. Ooh, going aggressive. I like that. I'm just gonna run back to base and heal that up.
The helmet never comes off. Well,
Yes, hurry. I have important work to get back
All my
to.
turrets come back to life. Ooh, I got another draw. Augment, and another augment. Ooh, I thought you were gonna get me with that. Ash has tapped it. Nice. Give me these. I gotta flash it. Wait. Okay. Oh, kill him. I'm so fucking out of there.
Everything's got an end.
Give me this.
Lone sailor left standing.
Cupcakes. I like cupcakes. No. Your abilities, that's great.
Rain over brawn.
oh, is that it?
My turrets will clear these out for us. I've got Seeker's Arm Guard. That snowball's scary though. I hate these. Level 35. Oh my god, why'd you... That was not a good decision. That was not a good decision. I think our Nautilus through the game there. Like, he jumped into the team of 4 with no one to support. Oh, I got another kill.
slain an enemy.
Yeah, that's pretty much game. I mean, we don't have a choice. But Nautilus threw that hard. He gave that one up. Not you. African good. He had one good revive, as I see. Ooh. I don't like all of them. Brett was the best tank in the game. And Belvas is a real hit or miss. Usually a miss. Every once in a while you can see a decent Belvas. But we don't have a lot of AD. I guess Kaisa can go AD. I mean, I always build Kaisa as a long-range sniper. Because that is what's fun. And that is what's consistently fun. I gotta bring the mic closer. It's already pretty close. How far off screen is it? Oh. We're pretty close. Battle Bunny Aurora. Ooh, what kind of team we got? If Gragas goes tank, he's really strong. But like AP Gragas is just meh. Emu moo. There's like 3 of us without skins. I've never purchased a skin in this game, and I have no intentions on starting. Someone's logging in with a potato, though. Oh, that's the sound we were waiting for. Okay. No. That's actually, like, abilities, it's against enemies, inflicting them with a... I don't apply a lot of burns. Glacial is pretty good on him. None of these are great. That'll help early game. Which means I'll rush this. Sell my potions, I don't need those. Get in range. Oh, you. I think I need mana on him. I don't exactly remember. Ooh, let me get my soul. My wandering soul. Come this way! Oh, shield! Big shield on everyone! I'm healing, right? Yeah, every time I cast a spell, I'm healing. No, don't jump to me. Oh, you're so dead. Oh, Gragas! With the block! He gave up a lot of health to do that. Okay, I can grab someone, and I want to grab... Ooh, missed him! I mean, like, I feel like I'm doing insane damage. For attack. Oh, come on. Ooh, guys, you guys shouldn't... Are these things dropping golds for me? Come on. I got both those. Everyone in range of the tower. Taking a lot of magic. Magic AD. They have 1 AD. I want to focus on blocking magic damage. Oh, that's right. I need that. I need to build a tier. I don't know if I'll get the, oh, I'm so close to getting the next upgrade too. Augment? Augment. You. Nah, Zeri there. You don't really want to fight her in a minion wave. He's already got the Shiva. Ooh, I almost had that. Man, I got CC. What am I? Oh, there was a stupid minion in front of me. No, I don't want to die. He's just gonna take. Oh, he flashed for that. Still got a kill on him though. Heavy hitter for sure. Because I'm gonna go this way. Let's get that first. This
Caution was my duty, one that I upheld to my last breath.
I mean, we're not doing bad in terms of kills. And I think we got a fundamentally better team. Ooh, I got out of there. That was a cluster. But I got all my CC off. Oh, beautiful. Do we still have someone else alive out there? No. She just kind of gave that up. Unfortunate that he's who I caught. Yeah, me and you, Momo. Let's go, buddy. Oh!
Double kill. An ally has been slain.
Is that everyone on my team? Yep. No point going in. Ooh, close. Oh. Ooh. Whoever that would did huge damage. Is that her Kaisa?
An ally has been slain.
This way. Ooh. I kind of want to be aggressive here. I need to die. Critical. I mean, I'm gonna get health regen. Maybe I can skip it. If I get this item, I can skip the health regen.
Enemy killing spree.
Critical. Ooh. No. We're gonna grab this, and we're gonna go this way. We got enough health regen, we don't need that item. I want stuff that gives me more health because of heavy hitter. So I'm not getting any augments like that. Getting heals. Give me souls. Somebody? Yes. I'm not going in on that one. But everyone else is. Okay, that's too much damage for me now. Hey, our Valkos might be one of those good ones. Yeah, I'm getting out. I got enough healing. I'll be back to full by the time the rest of my team gets here. I don't know if I need that one. I mean, she assassinated him. Lost most of her health in the process, but... Ooh, did get the kill. That was so close. That was a nail biter. I almost had him. Oh, yeah, we're committing on that. No. That's 2 under the tower. That's 2 under the tower. Oh. It's not worth flashing. I was gonna die no matter what I did. Still taking mostly magic. So we're gonna focus on getting anti-magic. Why do we have 3 people alive and nobody's out there? Defend the tower! I mean, it looks like we're gonna get a couple.
Double kill.
Yeah, they're chasing. They got a bunch in the chase. We'll be able to do good damage here. We might even be able to do more than they did to us.
Has been slain.
Oh, I thought he'd try and go around. Why are you all running away? Like, they did not have all the people there. Oh, that's interesting. They got the marks so that they can jump in whenever they get the invulnerable. I mean, that was... Oh, baby. He got back into the vision, lost vision on him. I do a burn. Gimme, gimme. Like I do quite a bit of damage, honestly. Okay, I don't want to deal with any of that. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! I mean, that was just a bad play by their Gragas. Yeah, you're dead. Ooh. I do a lot of damage on my hits. Maybe I should build a damage item. Malphite's up in 14 seconds. He doesn't want to fight before that. I mean, I got Gragas. Gragas is building... Get out of there. Guys, that is not how you do this.
An ally has been slain.
He's just gonna walk me all the way back. Oh, I don't want you to attack the inhibitor. But if there's so many of you here, I don't really have a choice, do I? Oh, you're being aggressive. You're a tank, you can be aggressive. So he wants to try and catch them. Okay, they got away. Right around there. Nope. I mean, we didn't lose anything on that. They're doing a lot of damage, but... Hey, buddy. Let him get... How's... There it is. I thought they would have had it a second ago. Yeah, I'm hit for like 270 and one... Maybe a little attack speed will help me. Come on! Oh. Okay, back up, back up. We got everyone we can here. Let's see. That actually did quite a bit of damage. Uh-oh, tank incoming. I missed him. Okay, okay, we gotta get out. We gotta get out. We gotta get out. No, we're stuck. Tank engine, for sure. Not even a question. Okay. Now I want some kind of damage item on. This one scales really well with health. With tank engine, that's going to be great.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
All right. Ooh, never mind. I can buy one of these. Ability haste. Okay. Like, on the map we're like tied and kills. This game is even. It all comes down to these next couple plays. Let me hit something so I can see how much damage I do. Alright, we're gonna be the aggressors though, because... Oh, look at that. That was disgusting. Holy crap, I don't know if you guys want to do that. That is awfully aggressive. Oh shit. Okay, well, we technically, I don't know, we didn't lose. Haha, we won. We won that fight. It took us so long that more people came up. But we definitely won that. Give me my souls. Give me them. These are my souls. Oh yes. You're so dead. Oh, that's the pick we needed. That's the pick. We're gonna push off that for sure. Ooh, I wanted another one. Like, that was a weird target to go in on. Ah, that pick didn't win it for us. No. They do drop souls. These little guys have been dropping me souls this whole game. Is that why I'm at so many? I'm gonna get someone. Yep, I got you. High priority target there. Oh. I did not get the second high priority. Oh, take that slap. What do you think of that slap, huh? Oh, good job. That was a very close game. We were like one kill, one fight away from a complete push. Okay, who did well? Who did well? She was doing pretty well with her whole yes, that's what you want to see. Kaisa did a lot of damage as our AD. Yeah, I figured. But for a LeBlanc assassin, ooh. What was it? Divine Intervention is really good on her. Thuramumu was annoying. But he never got that true 5-man stun you all in place alt that just ends the game. Have I gotten anything? Not enough to turn one of these into a permanent skin. Maybe I'll do Urgot, because I do like playing. His skin just sucks. His face just sucks. Okay, I'll stick.
Here, the science of annihilation.
We need a tank. We don't really have a good tank up here. Treadill's the closest, but he honestly really sucks. Ooh, Poppy. You know what, I'm gonna do it.
I'm no hero. Just a yordle with a hammer.
Poppy's not great, but she'll be the wall of health that this team needs. Oh, someone switched off Yumi. Vel'Koz dead, Orion Soul, Nocturne. Ooh, look at that dive. Look at that AD dive. Nocturne and Zed. Our backline's gonna have one heck of a game. Try to survive that. Oh. Drop frames. We have dropped 386 frames. 0.1% of frames has been dropped. Uh-oh. CPU usage 3%. I gotta stop leaning at the mic. Modern technology. Oh no. Oh no, look, that means I'll roll and we'll go. Okay, I don't want that. I don't want that on her. I want cheating. Cheating on a tank is disgusting.
Goes great
We're
with a
gonna
hammer.
build this way. We don't need health because we got cheating. What do we level up on Poppy first? This is his. That's her disruption. Ooh, I wonder if Zed can teleport out of my steadfast presence. Like his jumps. Ooh, if you jump forward, I'm pushing you into that wall. Like I can trade my health. Because if I get away, okay. I'm gonna back. Thunderation, no, not worth it.
Wait, what did I come back to?
Any boots? Do they have any real CC? Not really. Hit you into the wall and then make it so you can't leave. Trade my health for your health. And then just go back. Cheating is so broken on tank. Yeah. You know I'm gonna fight. I'm just gonna keep running in here and trading my health. Ooh. Yes, out of position. Like I don't even really have to dodge anything. I'll just keep going back and healing. Ooh, that's a nasty. Ooh, that was a nice pull. That was a nice pull. Oh, I'm gonna flash out. I can't follow up. Are they gonna try? I can. I need 400 to get the first item. Ooh, I don't know what's going on now. I see one of our guys. I can get my item. Am I taking more? The dive units are not going to be attacking me, right? Ooh, that was nice. I can CC him now. I'm gonna back right. No, we want to get this guy. No. I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. But it had to be done. I gotta get out there. I mean, I got him off the turret, which is what I had to do. These all suck.
An enemy has been slain.
These all suck.
Double kill.
bomb, I guess.
An ally has been slain.
At least the bomb does something. Well, it looks like our team cleaned up after that pretty well. I will not die so easily. I need I don't want heals, I can just keep coming back. This one... What are good, like, offensive items for? Man, I love cheating. I don't know what's going on right now, though. Nothing. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? I mean, not necessarily. I got this. So close, so close. Where's our Swain? Get out there, Swain. Our Swain is not. Okay, he's got absolutely no idea what he's doing.
That's okay. I'm playing the long game.
What did I get hit by there? I got slowed and took some damage. Something to do with him. I didn't see it though. We gotta wait for Swain. Oh my god. Get out of the way. I mean, that's cool. Did that happen because I have cheating? Yeah, I'm backing up, guys. If I can do this. Oh, shit. No. I'm still gonna back. Drop pick, great. I don't think back to the basics is good on her too, but drop kick is on a whole nother level. How much is that? 10. So I execute people below 10% health. He had some kind of immunity on him there. Do we have anyone doing really well? Oh, look at that. That might be worth investing into.
One thing about me, I'm not good at staying down.
I didn't get the drop kick kill, but somebody got the kill.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Let's see what's going on.
Double kill. An ally has been slain.
We were all, he was getting pulled around. Yeah, you were not getting out of that one, buddy. Okay. I mean, like, he's taking a lot of damage. I got a drop kick kill on him. Nope, I'm out.
Enemy double kill.
Stay off my DPS.
Ally has been slain.
I wanna... Ooh, I can't get that item yet.
Double kill.
Get that one afterwards.